What if I could tell you objectively that this cartridge is more effective than this cartridge specifically for hunting elk, or that this broadhead has a higher recovery rate than this broadhead? Whew. Well, we're going to find out, and when I say we, I'm including you watching this video right now, because I need your help. Today, I'm launching something brand new, the Hunter Effectiveness Research Directive, or H.E.R.D for short. This is the big study that will help us move from passionate opinions and forum debates online to actual data collected by real hunters like you. Look, I have been digging into studies, listening to YouTubers, talking to other hunters, and hunting elk myself. The truth is, we're missing high-quality, large sample size data on which weapon systems actually have higher recovery rates on elk. And that's why I created the H.E.R.D to generate objective insights that can actually help all of us become more effective and ethical hunters. To give you some perspective on why this matters so much, from the studies I've reviewed so far, on average, we're only recovering about 50% of the elk that we shoot at with rifles.
And there have been several reports of wounded elk.
Missed. And only about 25% with archery. That is a lot of missed opportunities and an unacceptable amount of wounded elk. Improving these recovery rates does two important things. It will help hunters become more successful in the field, and it'll be better for conservation. Fewer wounded animals means more elk left in the mountains. So here's how it works. If you sign up for the rifle or the archery portion of the study called Rifle Effectiveness and Archery Effectiveness, you will hunt just like normal. And when you take a shot attempt on an elk, you just drop a pin in your onX and then type some preset information into the notes of that pin. After you do that, you add that pin to a pre-named folder. I will then share the results free to the public, no paywall. We run a bunch of tests and algorithms on all of the shot attempts and figure out what trends and which factors produce the highest recovery rates. Now that's a broad overview, but the specific instructions and standards are in the Google sign-up forms, links in the description below. Now as far as the data points that I will need you to put into the notes. For rifle shot attempts, I will need the shot distance, if the elk was recovered, the cartridge that you used to shoot at the elk, the name of the bullet, the weight of the bullet, and your barrel length. Hey guys, forgot to say you don't need to memorize all of this stuff. After you sign up, you'll get a confirmation email that will include a link that will put a preset pin with the notes in the correct format onto your onX. So that when it comes time, all you have to do is copy the notes from that pin onto your pin and then type in your results. For archery, it is very similar. Again, I need the shot distance, whether the elk was recovered, your draw weight on your bow, the name of the broadhead, and the total arrow weight. And guys, the knowledge that we're going to get from these data points is going to blow up the industry for both rifle and archery. Here is a list of just some of the expected results from this study. For rifle, we're going to learn which cartridges actually have the lowest recovery rates. Think magnums versus small calibers. This has been an ongoing debate, and for whatever reason, no one has ran this study before, so here we go. We'll then break that down into caliber, speed, bullet weight, energy, and recoil individually. We'll also look at how bullet construction affects recovery rate. Think lead versus copper. And we can also break it down further. For example, for lead bullets, we can break it down into bonded versus cup and core. And because we asked this on the Google form, we'll be able to tie in how hunter experience and yearly practice factors into these recovery rates. Now for archery, the biggest one we're going to focus on is if fixed or mechanical broadheads have a higher recovery rate. This is another heated and controversial debate. I've heard so many big names in the hunting space strongly recommend against mechanicals. We're going to find out if that is actually correct. We're also going to look at draw weights, for example, 80-pound bow versus a 70-pound bow. And another controversial one is heavy versus light arrows. Now, we're also running a third research objective in the H.E.R.D study, calling effectiveness. This will test if location bugles, or cow and calf mews, have a higher rate of hearing a bull bugle back at you. But that one is a little more complex and has a longer list of standards. So I'll let you guys explore all of the rules for that one in the Google sign-up form. Now with all that being said, I'm sure you guys have a bunch of questions. So let me answer the obvious ones first, and if I miss any or you guys have any extra questions, just drop them in the comments below. Number one, do hunters need to mark their exact location? No, you do not need to mark your exact location for rifle and archery shot attempts. Just drop the pin anywhere in the same state. I don't need or want your exact spot. Dropping a pin somewhere in your state keeps your hunting area private while still letting me compare data across different states. The only exception is if you sign up for the calling effectiveness study. You'll need to mark your exact location so that I can include elevation as a variable. But for the majority of hunters doing archery and rifle shot attempts, you do not need to mark your exact location. Number two, why not get more data points from hunters? Why just a small list in the notes? Well, the main reason is I just want to keep it simple. To pull this off, I want as many hunters as possible to actually participate in this study. Now, after this first year, we'll ask all of you what other data we should add or remove for future seasons. Number 3, what if I'm only hunting for a few days? You should still sign up. We want a wide variety of hunters, including short hunting trips, full seasons, new hunters, experienced hunters. All of it helps. Which leads me into question 4, what if I'm new to hunting? Yes, absolutely sign up. I especially want data from newer hunters. Your experience matters. Number 5, how long does it take to record data in the field? Honestly, not very long at all. It's just a few quick clicks in Onyx after each shot and typing a few details into the notes. Again, the sign-up forms have the full instructions and a short video walking you through it. So, guys, if you're hunting elk this year with a rifle or a bow, I need you in this study. Click the link in the description and sign up for the Rifle Effectiveness or Archery Effectiveness study right now. I'm saying right now because if you don't sign up before the season starts, it will not accept your Onyx pins to avoid a positive reporting bias. Last thing before you guys go and sign up. Running this project is costing me a good bit of money and a lot of time. I'm paying for software, video editing, management tools. I also have professional data analysts and software engineers that are volunteering their time to help with this project. If you believe in this effort and getting objective data, please support this project on Patreon. Supporters get early access to the preliminary results, and the H.E.R.D Nerd tier gets invited to the big end-of-season Zoom call with myself, my team, and the participants of the study. Alright guys, links are in the description below. Sign up today. And also, do me a favor, send this to your favorite YouTuber so that we can spread this and get more people signed up. Let's build strategies together that shape how we hunt for decades to come. Start small, hunt with a plan, and hunt hard. I just shot a massive bull.
I didn't bring extra socks.
22 Creedmoor. Packing out the last trip of my cow elk. Brutus, let's go, buddy. Today was a good day.